Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this Coronavirus HQ update. I'm Jordan Fremstead. We have more details today about the statewide mask order that goes into effect across Wisconsin tomorrow. Masks are required if someone is indoors or in an enclosed space. Masks are not required outside in a private residence or indoors if no one else is present. And masks are not required while swimming or eating or drinking, but a mask must be worn if you're waiting for your order to be taken. Wisconsin will become the 33rd state to establish a mandatory mask order, but as Adam Duxter explains from our sister station in Madison, a new legal challenge is mounting.
A few months ago, Wisconsin was in pretty good shape. The numbers were improving, and we had made real progress in fighting this virus. Unfortunately, things have changed drastically since then.
Governor Tony Evers with a serious tone in a media briefing as he laid out what he says are worsening coronavirus numbers throughout the state of Wisconsin.
Although we're fighting the same pandemic, we find ourselves in a completely different situation than one we were in just a few months ago.
Evers and DHS Secretary Andrea Palm say 61 of Wisconsin's 72 counties are now showing high coronavirus activity, with just 2, Rusk and Florence, showing low levels of COVID. For the second time in 4 months, Evers declared coronavirus a public health emergency. Now anyone over the age of 5 faces a $200 fine for not wearing a mask inside restaurants, shops, or any indoor space, with exceptions for things like eating, drinking, and physical activities such as swimming. Some, like Rick Essenberg of Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, say this goes beyond Evers' powers.
No governor, whether they're a Republican or a Democrat, has the right to declare a health emergency, have it expire after 60 days, and then simply declare another public health emergency based upon the same underlying event.
Essenberg says while he doesn't have an issue with wearing a mask, he feels to enact a policy, Evers would have to do so through the legislature.
We don't live in a society where a chief executive makes the law that we live under. We don't have a king, we don't have a dictator. We have a governor.
Evers says while he's worried this order could be taken to court, he feels it necessary to protect the public.
Now, the mask policy is set to last through at least September 28th. We have pointed out today is the last day for bench conservative Justice Daniel Kelly, who was the deciding vote in the Supreme Court's 4-3 ruling to overturn Safer at Home in May. Evers says that has nothing to do with the timing of this decision. How Minnesota schools will open in a few weeks will be based on new guidance from the state. The Safe Learning Plan bases decisions on how to reopen on local COVID-19 data, but that's only the starting point. If the spread of COVID-19 gets worse in the county, public and charter schools may have to use more distance learning, and that could affect some families who depend on child care and have already gone back to work. The superintendent for Winona Area Public Schools says they need to keep this in mind when finalizing their plans.
But we're also looking at, how can we improve our curriculum and our teaching to really allow for that seamless transition from one model to the next if we need to, and still maintain that high level of learning.
The full Safe Learning Plan, which includes the precautions district will have to take for in-person learning, can be found on our website at news8000.com. Turning now to the latest COVID-19 numbers in Wisconsin, 1,059 new cases were confirmed in the state yesterday, along with 8 new deaths. There are 14 new cases each in La Crosse and Eau Claire counties. There's 1 new death in Trempealeau County, along with 16 new cases. 12 cases are being reported in Monroe County and 4 in Vernon County. Buffalo, Crawford, and Jackson counties are each reporting 1 new case. And in Minnesota, there are 779 new positive cases. An additional 6 deaths today brings the state's total to 1,600 since the beginning of the pandemic. 1 new case is being reported in Winona County at this time. And in the state of Iowa, there are 625 new cases along with 11 new deaths. There is 1 new case in Allamakee County. We want to thank you for joining us for this coronavirus update, and we hope you can join us tonight at 5, 6, and 10. Have a great weekend.